Now on YouTube, it's time for some alternative commentary action with the Commentary Hub.
There's headed by Marina, and it's 2-1 to Arsenal.
Look for that point! Goal for Manchester City!
Takes this corner, whips it in, it's headed and it's a goal, and it's that man, Gabriel.
Liverpool have equalised. Lovely improvisational touch from Curtis Jones.
Oh, what a goal! Wow, take it out! Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending where you are across the world, and welcome to the Commentary Hub's coverage of this FA Cup quarter-final. Is Manchester City against Liverpool for a place in the FA Cup semi-finals as the competition draws to a close, as it will close on the 16th of May at Wembley Stadium. One of these two sides will be heading to Wembley in the semi-final of the FA Cup at the end of April. Will be at the beginning of April as we get ready to see which two of these powerhouses join in the semi-finals, who will go into the semi-finals. We have got some FA Cup matches later on as well this evening, as the two teams are now just emerging from the tunnel at the Etihad Stadium. It's Manchester City taking on Liverpool in the FA Cup quarter-final, the first of four quarter-finals, and the first of two of the quarter-finals that we will have for you on the channel as well. Later on this evening we'll have Southampton against Arsenal, and first it's Man City against Liverpool. The two teams have just emerged from the tunnel down below us ahead of kick-off in what's going to be a big game here today, and one that I'm looking forward to the most. One of these sides, or at top of the English game, will be heading out of the FA Cup at the end of the competition this afternoon. We could have extra time, we could have penalties, and we'll be with you all the way to tell you which one of these two powerhouses leave the competition. Let's take a look then at the two starting lineups, starting with Manchester City, who are managed by Pep Guardiola. They line up with James Trafford in goals, Mateus Nunes, Abdulkader Kusanov, Mark Gate and Nico O'Reilly across the back. Rodri and Bernardo Silva, who wears the captain's armband today, Bernardo, in front of the back four. And then it's Antoine Semenyo, Ryan Cherky and Jeremy Doku playing just behind the lone man of Erling Haaland. Few names on the bench: Donnarumma, Reinders, Akim, Amouche, Kovacic, Foden on the bench as well. We'll go through the full benches shortly. Let's have a look at Liverpool then, managed by Arne Slot. Alisson still out, injured at the moment. So Mamardashvili continues between the 60, probably would have done anyway due to being the club goalkeeper for Liverpool. Joe Gomez, Rima Konate, that captain Virgil van Dijk and Milos Kerkez across the back. Ryan Gravenberch, Curtis Jones in midfield. With Szoboszlai there just in front of them. And leading the line is Mo Salah, who's leaving Liverpool at the end of the season, and he's partnering Hugo Ekitike in attack. On the bench, Freddie Woodman, the backup goalkeeper, McAllister, Chiesa, Robertson, Gakpo, Frimpong, and the few youngsters, Nione Morrison and Rio Ngamoa on the Liverpool bench today. Let's take a look then at the head-to-head stats ahead of the two sides, as we will bring you the head-to-head stats right now. And the head-to-heads, you can see there, Liverpool with more wins than Manchester City at the moment. Good XG for Manchester City though compared to Liverpool, and a good win percentage for Liverpool. Man City won the last meeting by 2-1 as well. Let's take a look then at the match officials before today's game gets underway. And the referee is Michael Oliver, assisted by Stuart Burt and Tim Wood. Paul Finney is the fourth official. And in VAR today, should we need them, Paul Howard and Sean Massey Ellis. Let's take a look then at the two goalkeepers who start today. Let's see how they will line up in this one. And you can see there some really interesting stats between the two goalkeepers in what's going to be a big game today. James Trafford, 3.75 save economy rate compared to Manchester is 1.71. The save percentage 811 for Trafford, 639 for Mamardashvili. There are 14 goals conceded by Mamardashvili, only 8 conceded by James Trafford. As well as we get ready for kick-off. It was going to be a big game today here in the FA Cup. It will be Liverpool will be kicking us off, attacking the goal away to my my left hand side, and we're underway, and Liverpool just play straight forward. One of those kickoffs that we've seen plenty of times, and he goes straight out of play for the early throw to Manchester City, right near their core, in their defensive third, near the back line there as we watch this game unfold. Big FA Cup clash. Let's run you through the Man City subs bench in full then, so we didn't do that a few moments ago. We have got Donnarumma, the backup goalkeeper today, as Man City just have the ball in the midfield, trying to come forward on the left-hand side. Is Reinders, Ake, Mamouche, Kovacic, Nico Gonzalez, Nures, all in almost in behind there for Manchester City, Savinho and Phil Foden. For Liverpool, again, in case you missed it a few moments ago, Woodman, McAllister, Chiesa, Gakpo, Robertson, Frimpong, Nione, Engamoa and Morrison. As Jeremy Doku comes away over on that far side, down the left-hand side, he cuts the infield now, still cuts the infield, he quits and turns away from Florian Wirtz. Out wide to Nico O'Reilly, was off for England in midweek against Japan, and he starts to the left back. Jeremy Doku lands up an early strike, and he goes just wide of target there. That's the first chance from either side in this game, just dragged wide by Jeremy Doku. Good bit of build-up with the poor execution in the end from the Belgian there for Manchester City. As Mamardashvili has the ball at his feet and he sends it long towards this near side. Hugo Ekitike challenges for it. He's pushed on the back by Mateus Nunes, who's lost out in the battle then. Kuzunov has to come across and help him out up against Florian Wirtz and Hugo Ekitike, who are linking up well over on that side. Pep Guardiola sat in the stands today watching on. I think he's still serving. I think he's a second of a 2-match touchline ban for the Man City box. Following a red, I think it's his third red card of bookings of the season. Should I say not red cards, bookings of the season? If you pick up 3 bookings, you get a 2-match touchline ban. And Pep so dead 3 bookings this season. And you can probably guess why. He's an animated character is Pep Guardiola. As Joe Gomez fouls Doku there, but the referee says they're coming together. As he comes Liverpool with Florian Wirtz into Mo Salah's, leaving the club at the end of the season. With Ekitike now always over the plenty, being forced backwards here. It's a good play from Manchester to force Liverpool back towards halfway. And here they come now through the centre of the park, towards the right side now from Gravenberch to Joe Gomez. He gets it into the penalty area for Florian Wirtz on the edge of the box now on the right hand side. Comes across to this left for Hugo Ekitike, brings it down well inside the penalty area, pulls it to Florian Wirtz. His shot is blocked, and James Trafford is there to claim possession for Manchester City, and will try and help the citizens calm down a little bit after that. With a frantic pressure there from Liverpool. Ekitike just onside as well from Florian Wirtz's pass. His ball back, then is to Wirtz, and the shot was blocked. And Doku Semenyo there, and Semenyo has fouled his man there. Free kick to Liverpool, foul on Curtis Jones, who has not really played much football this season for Liverpool. Getting a chance to shine today. Fouled by Antoine Semenyo. Stood on his foot there, did Semenyo. As we see Szoboszlai and Salah standing over this set piece. Van Dijk's up there, so too is Joe Gomez and Ibrahim Konate. So 3 of the back 4 are up inside the penalty area. Szoboszlai standing over this, looks like it might be him to deliver, or will be more Salah to deliver instead. We'll have to wait and see as we see a shot there of Virgil van Dijk again. Szoboszlai flicks on by Konate, goes straight into the grateful arms of James Trafford, who will look to try and get the team moving with Nico O'Reilly. Sends the ball down the line. Joe Gomez wins the header. Here's Ryan Gravenberch on the right hand side. His ball forward is blocked by The aforementioned O'Reilly. Now the play goes for a throw to Liverpool. Early exchanges as the ball is now with Ibrahim Konate, who goes back to his goalkeeper Mamardashvili, who takes his time. And then we'll send the ball forward looking towards Hugo Ekitike, but he was nowhere to be seen. And now Rodri has possession from Manchester City. He sprays it out wide to Nico O'Reilly again as they look to come forward down their left once more. Here's Shami Durkin over the touchline on the left hand side. Tries to play down the line for Nico O'Reilly. Comes off for Joe Gomez and behind for Manchester City throwing. O'Reilly takes and goes backwards to Mark Gay as Liverpool just force them back from their throwing. Here's Rodri just in front of the backline, blending to O'Reilly, who's moving up into that midfield, so Bernardo Silva have to go for the left back spot. He's now into Mateus Nunes, midway inside the Liverpool off. To the right hand side, under the touchline is Antoine Semenyo. He's running it. Milos Kerkez is Semenyo, gets past him. Ekitike is there to cut out the Man City ball across the front of the box. Ekitike can't get there, though. City continue to pile on pressure on Liverpool. It's Ryan Cherky comes down the right hand side. Low cross is blocked by Kerkez behind for a corner. And I think that's the first corner of the game to either side after just approaching the 6th minute mark. It remains Man City 0, Liverpool 0. 6 minutes ago, Bernardo Silva comes across to this, which we'll see Kuzinov and Gay up from the back in the early exchanges for Manchester City. Can they profit from this early court set piece here? Bernardo Silva will have the arm aloft as he delivers the ball right underneath the crossbar, but Mamardashvili claims it well. And he'll want to throw it out quickly, will he? He's held on to it a bit too long there, but he now bowls it out just as the referee was counting down. Because if he kept holding it for 10 seconds, he would have considered another corner under the rules that are in the game this season. Now is Mamardashvili, who sends it long this time. They're looking for Hugo Ekitike, but Mark Gay reads that situation well. Durkle can't get there. Gomez wins the header. So Bozak, coming back here, flick to Verge. Now it's infield with Gravenberch, who runs forward towards the edge of the penalty area. Out wide to Hugo Ekitike. His ball is chipped into Szoboszlai. He's down to Florian Wirtz. Szoboszlai just nicked it off his toe by Rodri there. And now Doctor can come forward for Manchester City. This is end-to-end stuff now, which is good to see as a neutral here, bringing you this commentary on Manchester City against Liverpool in the FA Cup. Here is Van Dijk into Gravenberch. Good ball into Szoboszlai here now. Jones. Clever one. Ball into Salah. Back to Jones. Jones forward. Jones goes out wide to Joe Gomez. Gomez low cross looking for Salah. Comes out to Florian Wirtz, whose shot is blocked. Kirk is there this time. Now Gravenberch is there for Curtis Jones. Now Joe Gomez. And now it's Florian Wirtz back to Curtis Jones once more. Jones back to Gomez. Gomez across to Van Dijk as Liverpool have every outfield player inside the Manchester City half of the field. Ekitike on the left hand side into Curtis. Now back to Van Dijk. Van Dijk forward into Gravenberch. Back into Van Dijk again as Liverpool just keeping all the possession and making sure City are pending and can't get out. Everyone from Man City are back inside their own half. We now can get out there as the poor pass towards Mo Salah goes out of play for a throw-in to Man City. And they've taken it very, very quickly. Have Manchester City here as they will try and come forward. Here's Bernardo Silva just keeping the ball away from the Liverpool men and just controlling possession here for Manchester City. 9 minutes on the clock. It's Man City 0, Liverpool 0. Good start to the game from both sides here as Margate will come forward with possession. You've got to say that Man City will be probably the favourites for them being at home and them being one of the informed teams. This has already won the Carabao Cup, beating Arsenal. Will City will look to get a double by winning the FA Cup as well. And getting past this Liverpool side will be a tough ask, because Liverpool do like to play some good football, especially on the counter, as they are watching Manchester City with possession. As you saw a shot of the Liverpool fans trying to encourage their team to come forward and be a bit more braver on the ball, which they've not done that yet. Liverpool. Here is Joe Gomez. He throws the ball backwards here now to Ibrahima Kanate. Curtis Jones has to drop back. There he's playing as one of the midfielders just in front of the back. He's had to drop back inside the centre back to make it a back three, with Gravenberch, the lone one, in the front, with Salah and Verts dropping back. That's the ball slide being led. Curtis Jones is still in the middle of the back three, and he plays it into Florian versus Liverpool. Can now try and get out. Here's your Ekitike on this left hand side. He's got Kirkers on the overlap. Verts inside. He goes to Verts instead. Back towards Ekitike. Edge of the penalty. Hugo Ekitike drags his FA wide of target. Good build-up play from Liverpool with the final ball. And the final execution is not there. As Ekitike just onside as well. He loved that. But did the flag up afterwards? He shot wide. No, he just went behind for a goal kick. Because City looked to claim offside, but to me, from looking at the cut of the grass, it was just offside. There's been 5 attempts in the game, 1 to Man City, 4 to Liverpool, and the other one on target has been from Liverpool so far. City yet to really test Manchester in the goal. Can they do this now though with Ryan Cherky? Can't pick out early on as Van Dijk cuts out that through ball. O'Reilly nips in to win the ball. Considering how he played for England, O'Reilly in midweek against Japan, it's such a lot better today for Manchester City compared to how he played under Thomas Tuchel for England. Maybe City's way suits him more than what Tuchel's does. There's all tries to get him down, but a foul on Szoboszlai by before mentioned Nico O'Reilly. And here comes Van Dijk for Liverpool. Into Florian Verts, plays into Jones and back to Van Dijk. And now here is Gravenberch, who's now becoming part of the back three. He's between him and Jones, who are going to take it in turns and drop it in between the centre backs to pick up the ball from the goalkeeper or offer an option for the defender in possession if he can't go long, which is always good to see. As Liverpool try and play out and almost get caught. But Margay high up the field, wins it back momentarily, but then gets him, watches him go back to his centre back partner Cousinov, and now he's Nunes inside the centre circle, and he's put it out wide to this right hand side, and Antoine Semenyo up against Milos Kerkez, so he has to go infield to Rodri. Now Bernardo, who can look and play the ball to the far side, and Margay, who charges forward, rally ahead of him, but goes to Bernardo Silva again. Gay once more. Bernardo once more. Bernardo goes down, no foul. And Kanate is pulling the pressure there by Erling Haaland. His foresight of play for Man City, throwing in a good position, level with the penalty area on the left hand side. They've taken it quickly though, which I was surprised by. I'm surprised they didn't get people in the box and do a long throw into the box to try and cause mayhem inside the Liverpool penalty area. Here's Rodri. Maybe he'll look to try and cause mayhem. Cousinov may do as well. Rodri into O'Reilly. Now Gay. Margay will come forward. Back he goes to Rodri. Across to Mateus Nunes. The first shot, here he does! We're straight down the throw there of Ahmed Ashvili. That's the first shot on target from Manchester City. We've both had a shot on target each now. The ball's over the top of Mo Salah's in behind. Salah, can he get there? Salah, he can. Mo Salah for Liverpool. Drags it to close. An out of play for a throw into Manchester City. It looks like from Mo Salah. And my oh my, that was a glorious opportunity. His whole side says on off and that ball came over the top. But going behind Cousinov, who did well initially to force him away, and then he just sits into close. Maybe took a deflection off Cousinov to take it out for a throw in to And he does. Taking the first one, cousin of me. Threaded back onto Salah, but he got out for a throw on that far side. And Salah knows that was a big opportunity to open his account in the FA Cup for this afternoon. Throwing to Liverpool as he came off cousin of last. There's a long throw to penalty from Joe Gomez. Trafford punches it clear. Bernardo Silva helps him clear it to Milos Kerkez on halfway. Kerkez out wide to this left hand side, and Hugo Ekitike. Need 1-2 with Florian Wirtz. Wirtz gets it back. Van Dijk stayed up from the back. Here's Jones. Out wide to Gomez. Gomez with a cross is blocked. Gomez again. Back to Gravenberch. Let's see one under his feet, but luckily for him, Owen Wirtz was quickly aware of that. Gravenberch sends the ball forward looking for Florian Wirtz, who tries to get ahead of James Trafford, but the bounce allows Trafford to claim, and City can come forward. And Trafford was in the England squad but didn't play a minute during the international break. He could be one of those on the plane going to the World Cup that took Lordes in mind. Wouldn't surprise me if he is and goes as third choice goalkeeper. With Dean Henderson the backup to Jordan Pickford. With Dean Henderson back up. My three goalkeepers for England, if I were to pick them right now, would be Jordan Pickford as my first choice. Dean Henderson would be in there as well as backup. And then we'll break off his stride. Checks in behind. Cherky for Manchester City's blocked. The beautiful round ball in there. We won't not be giving because he was too close to his body. As now Salah's away. On the right hand side. Wirtz has to try and keep on with him. So Bosley goes down. Salah inside the penalty. Twists him one way and then the other against Gabe. And he goes behind. Often Mo Salah for a goal kick. So going back to the England three goalkeepers for me would be Pickford, Dean Henderson, and then probably James Trafford ahead of Ramsdale and Jason Steele, who were both in the last squad for England. If I were to pick my three goalkeepers right now for the upcoming World Cup. Speaking of the World Cup, we will have coverage of the World Cup here on the channel. We'll bring you at least one commentary per day in the World Cup. So that's not one to be missed. And we'll obviously bring you the finals. Here comes Manchester City celebrating. The man goes down, and Manchester just played this. Semenyo's there, it was tricky who went down. The referee waved it away, Michael Oliver. The referee still unmoved. VAR, I will say, we'll be looking at this. Paul Howard and Sean Massey-Ellis. Let's look at this again. Is this a penalty? I'm not sure if it is a penalty. Let's look at it from this angle. I think Kerkez gets the ball there, you know. I don't think this should be a penalty to Manchester City. I'd imagine VAR will be checking this. And they have. Have they? Yes, they have, it looks like. And it looks like they've waved it away as well. Shaky cannot believe it. City fans in the stadium cannot believe it either. But for me, the officials have come to the correct decision. Pep Guardiola's seen it on there, and he's not happy with the decision that the officials have come to. Well, let me put a question to you, Pep, here. If this was more Gitty on Florian Wirtz, you'd be saying no penalty, so can't have it both ways, man. Because you could see his reaction there from in the crowd complaining when he was, as he sat up in the crowd this afternoon. Here is Antoine Semenyo. Ball in field to Ryan Cherky. Semenyo went down on the challenges. Bernardo Silva this time. Cherky again, and the Liverpool fans give him some sting now. Booing him every time he touches the ball, Ryan Cherky, because he went down trying to win a free kick. Still 0-0 between Man City and Liverpool. Cagey starts and with no really much goal action or chances on goal. One shot on target apiece. Can City have a second goal? Shot on target and score with one of them. Here comes Bernardo Silva tried to do that for Manchester City now. Rodri. Gay. Back into Kuzinov. Nunes. Good ball into Semenyo. Takes on his man Antoine Semenyo, which is Kirkes. He does well, and he comes off with Florian Wirtz, and I think that goes behind for a corner kick to Manchester City here. 20 minutes on the clock, still goalless, and still awaiting our first goal in this game in the FA Cup quarter-finals. First of 4 this weekend. 2 more today, and 1 more tomorrow. And tomorrow we'll have the FA Cup draw review here on the commentary. We'll tell you what time that's likely to be later in the programme. Corner for Man City is played into the penalty, headed away brilliantly by Hugo Ekitike at the near post. The City's cup was probably Bernardo Silva thought he'd get the ball in, but the ball had gone out of play for a throw in up to Liverpool on this near side. 20.5 minutes gone here, still 0-0. Both teams have put in a good performance. City and Liverpool defensively have been resolute so far. Not many chances in the game. Here is the header from Kuzinov, and he gives the ball away to Salah. Now Szoboszlai. Dominic Szoboszlai. Here is Ryan Gravenberch. Now Joe Gomez. Back to Gravenberch again. I was surprised that Frimpong wasn't chosen for Liverpool at right back for this one with him being on the bench. I was a bit surprised when I saw the team sheet earlier that Frimpong wasn't starting for Liverpool today. I would have thought he probably would have done. But then again, who am I to question the manager on a subtle system week in, week out in training? And day by day in training as well, as Liverpool have a free kick which Szoboszlai will take for a foul on Joe Gomez over on that right hand side. Szoboszlai takes it quickly towards the penalty, he's headed away, and he goes out of play for a throw into Liverpool, and Liverpool will have a throw in here which will see them throw another long one into the penalty. As you see the Liverpool boss Arnold slotting his right hand man discussing some options there as Kolo Toure in the Man City dugout comes out and claps and encourages his side. Joe Gomez from right back comes across to this long throw in to the penalty area. It goes right in there. City just headed clear. There's a poor one this time. Goes back to Kirkes, who sends it high into the night sky, or afternoon sky, should I say, in Manchester, and had a play for a throw-in to Manchester City's Nunes. Takes it quickly to Kuzinov, and he's Rodri back to his goalkeeper Trafford, and Trafford will send this ball forward. It's come up now. Wonderful ball from Nunes. Here comes Curtis Jones charging forward. Wonderful bit of play. Does it now come down? Is there a foul there? Referee says no, play on. And now here comes Jeremy Doku away, and he's won a free kick there. Foul by Ryan Gravenberch. And there is the first yellow card of the afternoon. And he goes away of Liverpool's number 38, Ryan Gravenberch, for a pullback on Jeremy Doku, who would have been away. Then he stopped his attack and his momentum because Canate won the ball back. So the first yellow card of the afternoon goes to Liverpool's number 38, Ryan Gravenberch, for a foul on Man City's number 11, Jeremy Doku. Here's Malgay as the free kick is taken quickly. We're both run towards the penalty area. Too much on matters. Semenyo can't get there, and he's picked off by Mamadashvili and remains 0-0. First half of the first half has been and done, and I can say it's been a good game. Just the lack of quality in the final third from both sides in front of goal is why we're still locked here at 0-0. 24 minutes on the clock then. Still goalless as we watch these two Premier League powerhouses in Manchester City against Liverpool. And here is Virgil van Dijk. He gets it forwarded to Hugo Ekitike. Good bit of play then. Into Florian Wirtz. Wirtz now will look up and find Milos Kerkez. Back to Wirtz again. Now Jones into Kerkez. Back into Curtis Jones once more. And Curtis Jones will find Kerkez again. And he will find Jones again. Those two are playing like pass the possible between themselves with the ball. When that involves Virgil van Dijk, who passes back to Curtis Jones, and Liverpool just keeping it between themselves as the ball long ball forward, looking for the run of Mo Salah. Has too much on that and goes behind for a goal kick. James Trafford will take it. 25 minutes on the clock. And we're still awaiting our first goal in the FA Cup here between Manchester City and Liverpool. Good afternoon to Media Radio, Jingles and Gaming, who's tuned into us this afternoon. Always a pleasure to have you tuned in, my friend. We'll read your comment out in a moment as Manchester City trying to come forward. O'Reilly sends the ball forward, looking for Jeremy Doku, but the flag is off for offside against Jeremy Doku. Says, good afternoon, Russ. Well, the FA Cup qualifiers are back. So we've an open league match. Not much has happened yet, but let's hope for a great game. It's fantastic to listen to your commentary, as it always is. Thank you very much there, my friend. Really do appreciate that comment there as we bring you the first of our two helpings in the FA Cup quarterfinals today here. As the ball is played towards our far side, and there is Joe Gomez down the line. It goes Gomez again. Will cut in field Joe Gomez, and he lets the ball run past him. Does Curtis Jones as a man down the ball, which is Kerkez. Here is Curtis Jones. He finds Kanate. Good ball forward into Florian Wirtz. Good ball out wide from Mohamed Salah. Salah inside the penalty area, back to the edge of the box for Szoboszlai. Salah again into the penalty area for Curtis Jones, trying to pull it back. Ekitike! So handsome. And he goes way up into the crowd, away to my left hand side. And he's still rising up there from the Liverpool number 22. And Liverpool and the Man City fan in the crowd there had to duck out of the way. Otherwise that ball just smashed them right in the face. And it remains Man City 0, Liverpool 0, 27 minutes gone, and Liverpool will have a throw-in. And Semenyo there just stood watching. Some fans taking some photos there, just trying to see what happened here. Semenyo handballed it. There was a free kick to Liverpool there rather than a throw-in. Semenyo handballed it, and he didn't go while he was still on the field of play. That could have been a red card there for Semenyo. Deliberate handball. But no card has been given to Semenyo. So it's still 11v11. Here's Szoboszlai towards Ekitike. Back to Jones now. Back to Ekitike again. But the offside flag is up against Hugo Ekitike. And I'm not sure he was offside there. Looking across the lines. In the crowd is a former Premier League manager who managed the opposite side of Manchester, the red half of Manchester. So Alex Ferguson is taking in this game between Man City and Liverpool this afternoon. I wonder which side he would want to use. Manchester United 8 pro fans in the crowd there as well. It's Ian Rush and Kenny Dalglish. Kenny Dalglish was in the Anfield dugout last week as Liverpool legends took on Borussia Dortmund legends in a 2-2 draw. The Liverpool Foundation, which was also part of that coaching team. He's talking outside the penalty area, trying to pick out O'Reilly, but the ball was put behind by Dominic Szoboszlai, and a corner kick to Manchester City. We're going to play again from City on that left hand side from Dirk. Will roll the ball back. Look for O'Reilly, trying to make a 1-2, and he goes behind there. Dirk was across there with Ryan Cherky to take this corner kick. Ball will be played back here. Bernardo Silva. He goes across to Nico O'Reilly. Look to line up a strike. He wouldn't open up for him to do so. Ball in from Durkle there, cleared away. Now the play for a throw-in to Manchester City. Speaking about Dalglish and Ian Rush, part of their coaching team last week, and back when they dug out for the first time since leaving Liverpool, was Jurgen Klopp, which was good to see him back in England and back on the dugout once again. Last week, here they come again, and you can see a bit of movement here. Here comes Rodri. Across now to Antoine Semenyo. Semenyo gives a cross in, punched clear. So there's the box for Gate. And now Ekitike can win this ball away. So it took Florian Wirtz. But Wirtz just loses it out. There to Liverpool. Man City's Mateus Nunes. And the throw will be taken now. So this again from Semenyo. Good bit of play. That's a good punch out by Ashfuli as well. But got some good distance on that punch out there as well, did the Liverpool goalkeeper. That's what you want from your goalkeeper. If you're off to punch it, get some good distance on it. It's an effort to the opposition as long as it's not waiting for it to go. So the players can pull the ball back into the back of the net and punish you. There's a man down for Liverpool, which was Florian Wirtz. Only a throw to Man City has given Robin a free kick to Liverpool. 0-0 is the scoreline. 31 minutes on the clock, and both teams had one shot on target each. And since then, we've not really seen any efforts on target from either side. Since then, Man City will try and do that first now, if they can, please, because they're in possession of the football. Here is Ryan Cherky charging towards the penalty area. Edge of the box, Cherky cuts in field from the right hand side. He's holding on the edge of the box on the left hand side. Getting back to our right to Durkle on the left hand side. Cherky moves across to the left. Need one two towards Doku. Doku can't get there. Too much on the pass in the end, and he goes behind for a goal kick to Liverpool. But good bit of play from Man City initially. Nice idea to try and play back to Doku. I think with the ball back to him and just had too much pace into it, and he couldn't get there, Jerry Doku, to keep the ball in play. And now Ashford sends this ball long downfield from that goal kick over the head of Ekitike and away by Kuzanov. Arlen's there to Semenyo. Now Nunes infield to Rodri. Rodri goes down, the referee says foul. And Florian Wirtz on Rodri. Free kick to Manchester City. As we watch this game unfold, it's Man City 0, Liverpool 0 in the FA Cup. If you're just joining us in the FA Cup quarter-final tie, who will come out on top in this one today? We can watch Man City come away with possession, and they are trying to come away now. And wonderful bit of play from Milos Kerkez. But he's out for a throw-in. With Bubba for a foul. Rodri gets booked for that earlier challenge. So two booking aside now. Rodri went into the book. It's for this foul there on Hugo Ekitike, which the referee played advantage of. And yes, it's a clear booking. He can have zero complaints there, Rodri, as his name is taken for that pullback of the Liverpool man. Throwing then to Liverpool. And Joe Gomez is on this left hand side, ready to launch one into the penalty area, which he does. He's flicked on there. Comes back out to Curtis Jones, back to Joe Gomez, and he gives a cross in. Van Dijk's in there, flicks on towards Ekitike, who can't get there. Man City clear it away. On this far as Dominic Szoboszlai, who finds Milos Kerkez, and Ibn Makarate now has possession. We're both forward here from Liverpool for Salah. Infield to Ekitike. Ekitike to Gravenberch. Ekitike again. Jones. Wirtz. Jones. Ekatike loses it because Ekatike to Cherkit. Nice Nunes back to Kuzanov. As the sun comes out now and he's in the eyes of James Trafford here. Just gets away with it somehow. Here's Semenyo for Ryan Cherkit. Infield he goes to Rodri. Wonderful turn from Rodri to make to the left hand side and Nico O'Reilly to charge into the shade. Here is Bernardo Silva. Excuse me. Now Doku. Edge of the penalty on the left hand side. Against Gravenberch and Jones. A bit of movement. Rodri's shot is blocked. Makes for O'Reilly to the penalty. Nico O'Reilly. Put behind for a corner. The play again for Manchester City. Just the final ball lacking there. And it remains 0-0. Pep Guardiola watching on. Arms crossed. Arms knelt up there with his fingers crossed and his literally top of his fingers there. Pep Guardiola watching on. As the City fans just clap along there. Now on the phone is Pep Guardiola, probably down to his coaching team to give him some instructions on what he wants them to do here next. As the ball is whipped in. Everywhere at the near post there by Milos Kirkes, who's normally a left back, but come across to the near post to watch it from that corner. It takes now on the right hand side. Is Gravenberch on the left. Is here comes Manchester City again. Nunes can't get the ball forward, gets it back to him. Takes Nunes. O'Reilly goes down. Penalty! Penalty to Manchester City. And they pulled down on Nico O'Reilly just as about to strike it on goal. And Manchester City have a chance on 37 minutes to go into the lead from the penalty spot. And you've got to say, Virgil van Dijk, what are you doing? What are you doing? You just pull him down. It's a clear penalty. Real this, but for me, it's a Stonewall penalty. I think God have checked and cleared it. I think just told the Liverpool players to move out of the way. Now told that's really to go back. Goal line. He's doing that again. The imitation is just hanging there to make sure the Memphis really can't mess out with the penalty spot. And Manchester City have a chance from 12 yards out to score from the penalty spot on 38 as we approach the 38th minute. It's Erling Haaland, the Norwegian. Steps up, whereas we're just ticking over into the 39th minute of the game. Haaland steps up, makes no mistake, and sends Lemoneshvili the wrong way, and rolls it home, and Manchester City have a 1-goal lead. It was poor from Virgil van Dijk to give away the penalty, foul on Nico O'Reilly, and Erling Haaland does what all strikers tend to do. Step up and puts it into the bottom corner, sending the goalkeeper the opposite direction. Cool, calm, but satisfied as Erling Haaland rolls on the goal and gives Manchester City the lead in the FA Cup. As their dream for a double, maybe a treble, will continue as they could still win the Premier League yet. They've already got the Carabao Cup. They'll be looking to get the FA Cup and the Premier League as well. Since they're out of the Champions League, their dream of a quadruple's over. That's Liverpool. They need to find something now. All the missing packing in the FA Cup. Man City 1, Liverpool 0. Erling Haaland from the spot after O'Reilly was fouled. Stonewall penalty. You've got to say that Virgil van Dijk knew what he was doing. And he didn't need to do that. Here's Haaland now. He's full of confidence now they've just scored. Everybody knows once you've scored, you're most vulnerable once you've scored a goal. And to Liverpool bounce back and equalise just before half time. Now with a challenge they'll have from Kuznetsov to win possession back there. It remains 1-0 to Manchester City thanks to that Erling Haaland penalty. A few moments later, after a foul by Virgil van Dijk on Nico O'Reilly. And Manchester City just crowding Liverpool out now here. And force them to go along when they didn't want to and give possession back to them, which is what City are good at against teams like this. Here they come now, Manchester City with possession. And O'Reilly, who won the penalty, has possession now into Doku. And Manchester City just keeping the ball round and knocking it round well as they look to maintain this lead and try and get through to half time with a 1-0 lead intact. Ball is played forward here. And now Manchester City are coming forward with possession. It's O'Reilly to Doku, back to O'Reilly again. And here's Ryan Cherky this time, who finds Mateus Nunes. He finds Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva cuts in field and then goes backwards to the right side and Semenyo against Kirkes. Semenyo goes to the left of him and back down the line to Bernardo again. And now Morgui with possession finds Doku on the left hand side. He takes on Gomez, but suppose that's up there with Gomez as well to help him out. It's forced back to Rodri. Morgui again. Jeremy Doku goes one way then the other, back to Gay, delivers a cross into the penalty area. And then out of it again. And now Mateus Nunes delivers a cross towards the back post. Headed away. Only as far as Gay, who finds the centre back partner Kuznetsov. And Man City look to keep hold of possession and keep it tied there. And just keep possession calm now and just play it around and just get to half time. Jakey doing a few step overs and now finds Gay into the path there. Rodri switches the play well into Bernardo Silva, who takes on Milos Kirkes. Back it goes now to Nunes. Nunes to the penalty for Semenyo. Away from Van Dijk. Semenyo does well. Take away from Curtis Jones. The road crossing towards the back post. O'Reilly's up there. Doku's there as well. Race for Doku to Rodri. Roll well into Cherky. Cherky can't get it, sort his feet out. And the ball goes out of play for a goal kick to Liverpool. But City again. Good tension there. But the final ball is what's letting Liverpool, well, letting these two sides down. Now as we see the ball sent forward from Mamadashvili as we come towards half time. Man City leading by a goal to nil. As here is Antoine Semenyo. Good play this from Manchester City. They're just keeping all the possession. If we just take a look at some of the stats for you right now, as we'll just pick up as Doku's penalty with a foul being given there. But if we just look at some stats here, I've got in front of us 3 shots on target for Man City, 1 for Liverpool. Man City have had 1 shot off target and 2 blocked. Liverpool's had 2 off target and 3 blocked shots. City just edging possession at the moment. City have had 4 corners to none, as we just see Pep Guardiola's reaction to that penalty scored by Erling Haaland, and he goes down into the tunnel and into the dressing room ready to give his half-time team talk. There's the one offside piece as well. three crosses from Liverpool, none from City. Nonetheless, really had to make 2 saves. Trafford's only been forced into one save. Liverpool in the flight towards the end of this first half. Been 4 corners to Manchester City, 2 to Liverpool, so 3 to Liverpool so far as we watch those there. We give this FA Cup quarter-final clash between Manchester City and Liverpool, with the scoreline 1-0 to Manchester City, coming up towards half-time as we enter stoppage time now. And we have got 2 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this first half. 2 minutes at the end of this first half as Liverpool take a quick free kick, but it's been told they've took it from the wrong position, so they've got to take it again. Ball across towards Hugo Ekitike. Can't keep the ball in play, can he? Can, just about. But then the ball goes out of play for a goal kick to Manchester City's. Frustrated with that is Hugo Ekitike. And now here comes Rodri, who will look to come forward here for Manchester City. Here they come now with O'Reilly from Margay's pass. The ball over the top towards Erling Haaland, and Dijk heads it away. And then Jones is in there ahead of Cherky to keep possession for Liverpool. They will try and get to half-time with 1-0 down, and that's probably the best they can hope for Liverpool, to go in a goal down, because they've not really tested James Trafford much or even a lot in that first half, and honestly would have to say would be the angrier of the two sides with what you have seen this afternoon as we watch this Premier League FA Cup match unfold. Open League tie. Here they come again as Ryan Cherky finds Antoine Semenyo. It's crossing. Haaland! It's 2-0! Erling Haaland! He eggs home his second goal of the game, and his second from Semenyo's cross just in first half stoppage time, and right at the end of the first half as well. 47th minute on the clock, 45 plus 2 for the second goal. And Erling Haaland will say, that's what I'm about. It's a wonderful crossing. Antoine Semenyo's onside, and a pinpoint header from Erling Haaland, who has doubled 6 and is lead in this FA Cup clash. Wonderful ball from Semenyo, and the ability to head it away from Jimenez. He could do nothing about it. We'll just watch it fly past him into the back of the net to make it Manchester City 2, Liverpool 0, and that would be probably the goal which they would be wanting to seal for this game to bed potentially. And if City are to get the third goal and the next goal in the game and make it 3-0, it's going to be a long way back for Liverpool. As the half-time whistle does blow, and Manchester City lead by 2-0 at half-time. A wonderful first half from the citizens as they lead by 2-0. As we see there on your screen, thanks to a brace from Erling Haaland, 39 minutes from the spot, and then 45 plus 2 for the second goal from Erling Haaland, for Manchester City in complete control. Before we go through a break, let's run you through the scores from the matches that played yesterday. There's also other matches in the FA Cup we've got coming up, please. And we'll start off with the FA Cup. As you can see there, it's Manchester City 2, Liverpool 0 at half time. That's live on the TC Hub. Chelsea versus Port Vale is a 5:15 this afternoon. And at 8 o'clock, we have got Southampton against Arsenal, also here on the TC Hub, as you can see there. And At 4:30 tomorrow afternoon is West Ham United against Leeds United. Let's start now with the results, starting with the Championship. So there's some results. So from Thursday evening, first of all, in the EFL, was Wigan Athletic 0, Leighton 0 in League 1. Cambridge 1, Swindon Town 1 from League 2 on Thursday. Now into the Championship. Birmingham City 0, Blackburn Rovers 1. George Athletic 1, Bristol City 2. The first win in interim charge of Roy Hodgson, who's in charge of his second spell at Bristol City. Coventry City 3, Derby County 2. Leicester City 2, Preston North End 2. Middlesbrough 1, Millwall 2. Millwall left frog Middlesbrough in the table. Norwich City 1, Portsmouth 1. Oxford 1, Hull City 1. QPR 2, Watford 1. As we'll continue the results from the matches for you as well. Sheffield United 3, Swansea City 3. What a goal game that was in the Championship. Stoke City 2, Sheffield Wednesday 0. West Bromwich Albion 2, Wrexham 2. Into League 1 then. Blackpool 1, Exeter 0. Bradford 1, Northampton 0. Doncaster 0, Mansfield 2. Huddersfield 1, Reading 1. Lincoln 1, FC Wimbledon 0. Lincoln closing in on promotion to the Championship under Michael Spabal. What a job he's done, unbeaten since November now of Lincoln City. Luton 2, Peterborough 1. Plymouth 1, Bolton 2. Woolley United 0, Stevenage 0. Stockport County 3, Wycombe Wanderers 0. Accrington 2, Alexandra 0. Barnet 2, Bromley 2. Bristol Rovers 1, Fleetwood 0. Chesterfield 1, Cheltenham 0. Colchester 1, Oldham 3. Grimsby 1, Harrogate 3. MK Dons 0, Barrow 0. Newport County 0, Crawley Town 2. Salford City 2, Notts County 1. Shrewsbury Town 1, Tranmere Rovers 0. And Walsall 2, Gillingham 2. All the results from the matches this weekend so far. Those matches were played Thursday and Friday. Yesterday was Good Friday in the UK as we are at the Easter weekend. So anybody celebrating Happy Easter from all of us here at the TCO. We hope you all have a great day, whatever you are doing to celebrate it. We're now going to take a break. We'll be back with plenty of time for the start of the second half. Will City continue their fine form, or will Liverpool bounce back? Half time in the FA Cup, Man City 2, Liverpool 0. Going to short with the second half coverage. Welcome back to the second half coverage of this FA Cup clash. Man City have just emerged from the tunnel right now. Liverpool have been out around about 2 or 3 minutes before them. The officials have just come out as well. We're almost ready for the second half of this FA Cup clash. Who is going to come out on top? We will wait and see as we get ready for the second half. We're now underway in this second half between the two sides. No changes, it looks like, to either side in this game here now as we watch this game. Before it is Mo Salah wins Liverpool free kick early on, and he will take a quick and go backwards. So no changes to either side then for either side. So we're running through the sides. So as we were, there's all on the screen, but if our listeners who are partial sighted, upline these are the teams lined up. It's Brentford, Trafford, in goal, Mateus Nunes, and Kuzanov, Morgay, Nico Riley for Manchester City, Rodri, Bernardo Silva, Semenyo, Cherki, Doku, and a 2-goal man, Erling Haaland. It's going to throw down this left-hand side. We've got the free kick for Liverpool. Then it's Mohamed Shully in goal. Gomez, Canate, Van Dijk, Kirkes, it's Gravenberch and Joseph front of the back four. And it's Bosley and Wirtz in front of them. And it's Mohamed Salah and Hugo Ekitike in front of them. The two benches then for you as well. We'll run you through those as well. For Man City's Donnarumma, Reinders, Hakim, and Moose, Kovacic, Nico Gonzalez, Noure, Savinho, and Foden. Moving through the Liverpool subs bench in just a moment or two's time. There's City on the attack with Gomez is put behind. There's a foul there by Joe Gomez in the end. Moving through the Liverpool bench right now, which reads like this: Woodman, McAllister, Chiesa, Gakpo, Robertson, Frimpong, Lione, Morrison, and Engamola. And Manchester City lead here by 2 goals to the Messages. Have the ball at the back here with Kuzanov, who goes to the right hand side and finds Mateus Nunes, who finds Antoine Semenyo down the right hand side. This is the far side as we look here. It's Bernardo Silva with possession for City as they will look to come forward. Here is Manchester with possession. Here is Kuzanov just looking out of possession. Now here's Rodri across there to Nunes. Back into the other centre circle. Brings it forward to Bernardo Silva. Goes back into the third half. Just squares it to the right hand side. For Ryan Cherki. Cherki inside to Mateus Nunes. Then inside to Bernardo Silva. Goes back to Rodri. Rodri looks for the to come forward. He's to the finds Nico O'Reilly. O'Reilly back to Rodri. Rodri will now look up. Play forward to Bernardo Silva. And now into Bernardo Silva once more. And he's right towards Doku. He can't get there. And it's out of play. Worth throwing to Liverpool. Everybody else back in. See where he was in the first half. And he's watching over there. Going to be on the first shot field. I would imagine going right. The changes to be made to the side. Almost by 3 minutes of the second half. And remains 2-0 to Manchester City. If you are just tuning to us. There's a ball going through the center. Antoine Semenyo! 3-0. I'm not ever third. And that's what I was talking about towards the end of the first half. Manchester City, Liverpool, that's what Liverpool didn't want to happen. The third goal to score, to be scored very early. Sniffing way, it's going to be a long way back for them. And that's what it looks like right now. And Antoine Semenyo has made it Manchester City 3, Liverpool 0. Cherky. He's onside, he's Antoine Semenyo. And he chips it over the goalkeeper and into the back of the net. You can clearly see he's onside. Then onside by Virgil van Dijk. And a delicate chip over the goalkeeper. Mohamed Ashbili into the back of the net. Liverpool feel through offside. The flag will not come. And Manchester City have a 3-goal lead. And that's my welcome. He's onside in the 50th minute of the game. It's Manchester City at 3. Liverpool 0. A brace for Erling Haaland. And now 1 for Antoine Semenyo. And here is Manchester City with possession as Liverpool trying to come forward with a free kick of Liverpool. Found Hugo Ekitike. And this man on a slot. He's got a lot of thinking to do. Liverpool fans in that crowd aren't happy. They'll be stunned tonight, I would imagine. Or early this afternoon. He wanted the man in the dugout out. The Salah's in behind you. Mohamed Salah! Saved by Trafford and cleared away. And Mateus Nunes. Reece Gomez for Liverpool. Gravenberch. Gomez again. Ball whipped in towards the back post where Hugo Ekitike is alert. Hugo Ekitike has Virgil van Dijk as Liverpool try and respond. They need the next goal now, Liverpool. They really do need the next goal to make a game of it. So you've got a 2-goal lead. That's the thing. You're comfortable in there. Is Erling Haaland as he will look trying and will want to get an hat-trick today. And here is Ryan Cherky. Wonderful run from Ryan Cherky. Still going Ryan Cherky. What a ball from Ryan Cherky. Touch once the Semenyo. It goes down and he just slipped to the vital moment. Oh, that would have been perfect. That would have been a beautiful moment for Manchester City. Because they have just been total dominant today. Here's Joe Gomez with the ball forward. He's giving the ball away to Gay. And City will come forward again. Here's Rodri. Plays it infield to Bernardo, to Ryan Cherky. He's got Semenyo on one side of him. Cherky will go all alone, will he? Chips the ball up. And headed back by Curtis Jones to stop Haaland getting to make it an hat-trick for himself. And number 4 for Manchester City. Pep Guardiola, even though he's on the touchline, he's got a phone call which has to take. The camera's quickly moved away from him. Pep Guardiola up on the touchline, well up in the stands, should I say, rather than on the touchline. He's enjoying this one this afternoon. If City play like this one, he's up to that. That's not bad for the rest of the season. It's Semenyo's spot. That's really off his line. That's for Semenyo! Oh! Unlucky, just over the top in the end. He's had his own off. He's spotted him off his line. Just inside the centre circle. And he just landed on the roof of the net. The ball over the turn off from Mo Salah, but Trafford's out there. And a brilliant piece of goalkeeping from James Trafford to defend that really, really well there. We're watching Manchester City against Liverpool. It is 3-0 to the Citizens. And Manchester City are in complete control. And Liverpool, for me, don't have an answer to them. Here's Gomez in field. Now to Mo Salah. We'll ball across there now to Virgil van Dijk. And wonderful bit of play. Ball in field. Wonderful ball. Salah! He fires it over the top in the end, and that's 4. That is 4 from Mo Salah. And a player of his quality as well. He just leaned back as he did that. And he fired it over the top. That's an effort which he had a few moments ago, which Trafford pushed to safety. Then Nunes cleared away. And Manchester City are in complete control in this game. It's had 3 attempts, 1 on target, 20 touches today for the Egyptian. And what could be his final FA Cup appearance unless Liverpool turn this around. Unless Liverpool turn this around, Salah will not have another Wembley appearance to his name. Because the semi-finals are at Wembley. As well as the FA Cup final, Liverpool will be heading out of the FA Cup at the quarter-final stage. Ball is played forward. Doku, and now Rodri has it into the path there of O'Reilly. Getting back to Rodri. And City just put a leisurely pace here now. Just passing the ball around with quite comfortable easier. And O'Reilly finds Rodri. And Rodri will look up. Will turn away. And find Bernardo Silva. And up O'Reilly. He's got Doku away. And he's got O'Reilly in the field. Being supposed he's got all of them away. He threw to Nico O'Reilly. O'Reilly across. Haaland. 4-0. 4-0 in the hat-trick for Erling Haaland. Manchester City are just completely running away with this now. And there is no way back for Liverpool. That's Haaland's hat-trick. That's Man City's number 4. And Manchester City are in the FA Cup semi-finals. But an absolute catastrophe for me, for the citizens. The Manchester City are going through to the FA Cup semi-finals. And boy oh boy, Liverpool have looked poor today. Nico O'Reilly with the assist this time. Doku played him in. He caught the ball back brilliantly and in off the crossbar he went. For Erling Haaland. Left-footed finish. And City are just having a party. And Erling Haaland has brought 3 goals to this party. It's Manchester City 4, Liverpool 0. 57th minute was the goal. Time for the goal for Haaland's number 3 and Man City's number 4. And the citizens are doing the Poznan now, where they stand up, bounce, and turn the back on the game as Salah, Ekitike, and Trafford saves. And the Liverpool fans, some Liverpool fans who have come to this game today, I can't believe what I'm seeing. We played 58 minutes and some Liverpool fans are already leaving the stadium. And Manchester City now we're just in complete dreamland. And Haaland will want more than just the 3. And this here would want an hat-trick. He's got that now. We'll probably want 4 goals to his name. We won't be too many if he doesn't get that because it's a team game. And he is a team player. The ball's in towards the penalty area. He's headed away. And Nico O'Reilly, who, considering how he wasn't for England in midweek against Japan, if you missed me commenting in the first half, he's done incredibly better here today. I don't know whether he's suited to this style of play and not suited to Tuchel's. You never know. Salah, still going Salah, pulls him back. We both go out of play, Man City got possession. Bernardo Silva to Nico O'Reilly to Rodri to Cherky. Cherky being forced. Been trying to make a mistake. He gets out of that quite well to Nunes, who makes a wonderful pass. Pick out Bernardo Silva, and that's good play from Manchester City. Also from the left back spot. They played around really, really well. And they were able to be into trouble. They played across to the right to Stefan Nunes, who was really back out wide to Bernardo Silva on the left. And City have got away from that sticky situation quite well. Still leading by 4-0 and still leading by 4 goals as Kirkers nips in. And then City have got the ball back. As Bernardo with the ball out wide here now to O'Reilly. O'Reilly will look for Nico Gonzalez coming on short. So to Liverpool is Jeremy Frimpong. Nico Gonzalez from Manchester City coming on. So to is number 26 for Manchester City, which I believe is Savinho, and it is Savinho. So Nico Gonzalez and Savinho coming on shortly for Manchester City. It looks like Jeremy Frimpong's coming on for Liverpool shortly as well. And a free kick here from Manchester City, fouled Erling Haaland by Ibrahim Konate, who apologises to the Norwegian. And the Manchester City substitution first sees number 11, Jeremy Doak, who was played well today, come off. And he's replaced by Savinho, who wears 26. And also coming off here for Manchester City, I'm just waiting to see here, is Rodri. On that yellow card, remember, and he's been replaced by Nico Gonzalez. And the Liverpool change sees Joe Gomez come off to be replaced by Jeremy Frimpong. So Liverpool substitution first sees Gomez off, Frimpong on. And then we'll get a confirmation of the Manchester subs in a moment as well. Which sees Doku and Rodri come off to be replaced by Savinho and Nico Gonzalez. 62 minutes played yet. Is Man City 4, Liverpool 0. And when I'm thinking about contenders for player of the match, I would have to say that for me, there's only going to be one name, and that's going to be. And I think people will know who it is, will give you that a bit later, and then I'll give it to me just a bit later on in case somebody else has a fantastic performance and changes my mind. But I don't think you will know who it is. The TK goes down. Penalty to Liverpool. Matthias Nunes, is it? Is it a penalty? I think he's going to penalty, has it? No, he's not giving the penalty, I don't think. Look at this again. Yes, he has. It's a penalty kick for Liverpool. Looked like he giving it. Then it looked like he was a goal kick because Nunes and Bernard and Ryan Cherky never high five to each other. But it is going to be a penalty kick for Liverpool and a chance to get on the score sheet. And Mo Salah, and what will likely be his final FA Cup appearance in a Liverpool shirt. Salah steps up and is saved by Trafford. So Bosley back in and Man City clear it away. Mo Salah misses from the spot and Liverpool miss a penalty. And now here's Nico Gonzalez from Manchester to still look to come forward. Wonderful bit of play. TK now coming forward. Wonderful interception by Nunes as City look to come forward again. Here's Bernardo. Man City just skipping the ball. And we'll come away with possession. Here's the ball forward. And now what a play this is. Rodri is through. City through. Oh, Liverpool almost through there. Salah with the ball through. Close front punch, should I say there. Rodri's gone off from Manchester City, incidentally. For Nico Gonzalez and Doku's gone off for Savinho. In this game today, interested to see. Yeah, then we'll just see the penalty again. And it's a right eye for James Trafford. We'll just press the clock his line first. But he has 1 foot on the line, which he can do. And that's a fantastic save. And look at Arne Slot. He's not very happy with that. And you look at Salah now. He's thinking, I'm never going to score past Trafford. I don't think he really scored past him much when he was. When he scored past him once the press. When he was at the Burnley, quickly into the Thierry, back to Bernardo Silva. Bernardo lines up a strike to make it 5. Saved by Mamardashvili. Is Man City 4, Liverpool 0. And what a game this has been today. Gravenberch is down here for Liverpool. The play will continue. Now back on his feet. Liverpool will pull the ball out for him. As we see Gakpo, Ngamoa and McAllister all getting ready to come on here for Liverpool. So Cody Gakpo, Rio Ngamoa and Alexis McAllister are all about to come on for Liverpool. There's a booking here. One of the Man City players there. Just trying to work out which one. I think it's Bernardo Silva, who's got that yellow card. Or it might even be Nico Gonzalez. But it is Bernardo Silva, confirmation of man screen here now. Bernardo Silva has picked up a yellow card. Liverpool make some substitutions now. McAllister is on. Just trying to work out who's gone off. Ekitike is coming off. I can tell you that. And Milos Kerkez. No, Florian Wirtz, should I say. Ekitike for Gakpo, Wirtz for Ngamoa. Now just go and work out who's going to for Alexis McAllister. Salah's still there. Probably either Gravenberch or Curtis Jones or even Dominic Szoboszlai will have gone off. I would have thought. Just try and wait and get confirmation for you. Szoboszlai's still there. Jones is still there. It is Alexis McAllister for Ryan Gravenberch. Judging by that. So Gravenberch is off. Wirtz is off and Ekitike are off there. Here's Ngamoa for Jones. Now Frimpong. The Liverpool have possession. Frimpong up to deliver the ball in. Another back is headed just behind for a corner to Liverpool. And the substitutions have just been made by Arne Slot for Liverpool. Which are Gravenberch, Wirtz and Ekitike are all off. Cody Gakpo, Rio Ngamoa and Alexis McAllister. As he is Antoine Semet, as he is Manchester City charging forward. And Ryan Cherky is there, but it's Savinho. The football went towards Erling Haaland, headed away by Canate, headed away by Frimpong. And it down. Cherky's there. Yellow card for Kerkez. A few moments ago as well. And a throw in. And a free kick, should I say, to Liverpool. What a game this is today. Cody Gakpo is the other one. Nichols come on for Hugo Ekitike on the screen there. Number 18, Cody Gakpo on for Hugo Ekitike for Liverpool as well. Just changing right now for you guys. Just confirming it to my brilliant producer today. The very impressive Nicholas Jones. He always does a great job of producing. And Coach says Man City will make a substitution here now, which will see Ryan Cherky come off. And he's been replaced by number 4, Tijani Reinders. Which I Phil Foden's also coming on for Manchester City here as well. And he will be replacing number 42, Antoine Semenyo. For Manchester City. So double substitution for Manchester City. Ryan Cherky and Semenyo are off to be replaced by Reinders and Foden. It's Man City 4, Liverpool 0. If you're just tuning into us right now in the FA Cup. Here's Engamoa. Trying to get a consolation goal for Liverpool. Jones infield to McAllister. We'll play this here. Liverpool is in. The ball is got a gap up. There's the ball in towards the penalty area. Foden's bad there. O'Reilly's there too. O'Reilly puts his boot through it into the afternoon sky. Into the throw into Liverpool as they've taken it quickly. I was just watching, I just showed you as while the game was ongoing, the other ball I went into the crowd was thrown back in by one of the fans. And it looked like it was going to bounce onto the pitch. I was just looking where it went and bouncing and rolling down the touch. There's going to be two balls on the pitch. It's ping pong for Liverpool with the match underway. Curtis Jones now finds Alexis McAllister. And it's towards our left hand side and it's Virgil van Dijk. Down he goes to Cody Gakpo there. It's back to Van Dijk again. Inside to McAllister. Now here is Ibrahima Kanate. He comes forward into Rio Engamoa. Engamoa ball is blocked and behind for a corner. To Liverpool as they will look to try and get a consolation goal. Mo Salah comes across to take it. As Ryan Cherky, when he came off, has swapped shirts already with Hugo Ekitike. As the ball's in towards the penalty edge, moving around the back, headed down, it's in towards the penalty, he clears it away. So it looks like two of the subs have already changed their shirts already and swapped their shirts already. As we watch this game unfold this afternoon, as we're coming up towards 73 minutes on the clock. In around about 10 minutes' time, I'll give my player of the match to my producer Nick, so we can get that ready for you to do as the ball's played forward towards the penalty area, but that's going through into the arms now of Mamardashvili. And it remains 4-0 to Manchester City. The ball over to looking for Salah. As too much on that. It's also Salah was in an offside position as the ball got played. Salah would have gone up against him and onto it, so he left the ball to go out of play. We have got one more live match for you later on this evening, at 8 o'clock this evening. Southampton taking on Arsenal in the FA Cup. On there is 7.50 for that one. In the FA Cup there. Later join myself in the presenter's chair for that one. Paul James will be in the commentary box for that one. And Nico O'Reilly is moving into position here. As Pep Guardiola just scratching his head. As he looks on here, see what to do, and I'm wondering if he's thinking, right, My team's winning near 4-0 back from Wembley. It's nice to play more often when we're at home. Nice to sends away from home as well if we're going to win with this ease. I'm thinking maybe I should have done this when we played Real Madrid in Europe and we probably would have got through. That is for another day. And McAllister from distance has in a decent effort. Trafford pushes to safety and Gay clears away. Here's Reinders. Johnny Reinders is charging forward. Gets the ball out wide to this left hand side and Savinho. Savinho takes on his man. Drops it back to Nico Gonzalez. Good enough into the path there of Nunes. Down the line he goes on the right hand side. It's Foden. We'll play this from Manchester City, so they look to keep possession here. Man City 4, Liverpool 0 in the FA Cup this afternoon as the ball is played forward by Liverpool. Speaking of giving a foul on Alexis McAllister after the ball had already got. And there's Erling Haaland. And Erling Haaland, who's got an hat-trick today, will make his way off of the field for a substitution. Man City made their 5th and final change, which will see just one from Man City there, but Liverpool are making their 5th and final change as well. We'll see Mo Salah come off. City's substitution is Haaland is off for Omar Mamouche. And Liverpool have made a change as well, it looks like. Yes, they have. Mo Salah has gone off. And what's going to be his final FA Cup appearance for Liverpool. And he is being replaced by Federico Chiesa, who will wear number 14. Ball is over the top towards the aforementioned Chiesa. Capo in there too. And the City just claimed possession. And I'm surprised Haaland went off when he did, because I thought Haaland may have stayed on to try and get a 4th goal in this game. And now Man City leading here by 4-0. And Liverpool have offered nothing really going forward. They did miss a penalty in the second half, but however, it has been absolutely poor from them. Here comes Man City with the charge forward from Savinho. Was Mamouche with the ball. It's been cut out by Van Dijk and put out a play for a throw-in to Manchester City as well. We have got less than 12 minutes to go now, plus stoppage time remaining. Safe to say, Man City fans, if I were you, I'd book your train tickets or your coach tickets to Wembley, because you'll be heading there at the end of this month for the FA Cup semi-finals, where you'll face either Chelsea or Port Vale, Southampton or Arsenal, or West Ham United or Leeds United in the semi-finals at Wembley. The Chelsea versus Port Vale and Southampton versus Arsenal game are played later today. West Ham against Leeds is taking place tomorrow afternoon. We've only got one more live coverage from the FA Cup here, and that's this evening's game between Southampton and Arsenal. Make sure you tune in to us for that one a little bit later on. Israel Engamoa from Alexis McAllister. Here comes Manchester City now with the ball forward from Phil Foden. It's cut out by Virgil van Dijk. Gakpo now has possession for Liverpool. He's being lost to So for the Liverpool fans who are left, some of those are starting to leave now. 79 minutes on the clock and remains Man City 4, Liverpool 0 in this FA Cup clash. And James Trafford in the second half has had yet. I think that's his first series head in the second half where the header from Gappo there. Apart from the penalty save, not much to do in the second half. Could have got a deck chair out of the book and sat there reading it. James Trafford really. Here comes Liverpool with the ball forward though. And here is Cody Gakpo. A bit of play from Liverpool into Szoboszlai. Good play this from Manchester City. Just keeping hold of possession. Knocking the ball around well. Ball cuts in towards the counter, headed forward. Be cleared away. And out here now. It goes. Here they come again. Liverpool trailing here by 4 goals to against Manchester City. And Manchester City looking forward to yet another place in the FA Cup semi-finals. Here's Rio Engamoa. Wonderful bit of play this. Omar Mamouche back out in his own defensive third. Will now charge forward. So too with Phil Foden, who knows the quick landing pace they would have done if they were trailing by 1 goal in this game. Still leading by 4, they don't need to rush Manchester City. They can take their time and just take their moments when to go forward and when to rush. As the free kick will be given Manchester City foul on to Johnny Reinders. And for me, he's coming up on the screen with 3 further match contenders, but for me, there is only 1 contender for player of the match today. And with that in mind, just reminded me there, we'll give it out just as we're getting to stoppage time. I'm going to give my player of the match now to my producer, Nicholas Jones. And I've just given it to him just there, right now. So Nick, there is the player of the match for you, my friend, to get sorted and ready for me to give when we get into stoppage time at the end of this FA Cup quarter-final. Unless we have a miracle from Liverpool and score 4 goals in 7 minutes, I don't think we're going to have extra time and penalties today. Remember, all the other FA Cup matches will go to extra time and penalties if the scores are level after 90 minutes. And then remain level after 120 minutes, we'll have penalties. In this one, looks like it's stored up already. And we've got around about less than 7 minutes to go. Leicester looking to try and get a fifth. The ball forward towards Mamouche. There's too much on that pace. And he goes through into the arms of Mamouche, who brings the ball forward. Rolls the ball out to Szoboszlai. Back into McAllister, who there's a different haircut since the last 4. I didn't recognise him when he came on the field. I had to look back to his shirt to see what he was coming on when he came on. Because of his different haircut to watch. Excuse me. If watching the game through our commentary, you'll see what I mean. But if not, normally there's a bit more hair on there, but it's a little bit shorter this time in his haircut style. Not that much hair on there anymore for Alexis McAllister. But when you get old, that's where you do start losing hair. Although he's not that old, is Alexis McAllister. I think he's only in his 30s, and so am I. And I'm not losing hair like he is in the moment. I guess that's where you just keep playing football, stresses you out, which makes probably makes you lose your hair. Chiesa gets the ball towards Gakpo, cleared away at the vital moment there as Liverpool try to come forward. Here is McAllister again into Canate. And now here is Sheriff Frimpong. What can they do here with possession now as they will look to charge forward? Here is Slovenia. Gets away from his man, but the ball has gone out of play. Here now. Man City 4, Liverpool 0. And just to remind you, later on this evening we'll have coverage of one of the other FA Cup quarter-finals. They'll come from St Mary's in Southampton, who take on Arsenal. Arsenal already lost in the Carabao Cup final. We'll be hoping to get to the final in this competition and win it. We'll be hoping that we don't face Manchester City next. We've already lost to Manchester City already this season. In the FA Cup. And give me some news about Manchester's Premier League match later, which is scheduled for the 25th of April. I think it'll might be the 26th of April. We'll tell you about that later because with them winning here today, that game will be rearranged, and I'll tell you when the game is rearranged for as well. This should be playing Burnley on Sunday the 26th of April. I'll tell you when that is now likely to be played, and that will be away from home at Turf Mobile game. There will be another people could be expected. So the boys, this sky blue today of Manchester City against Burnley. Burnley heading back to the Championship, although yet to be officially confirmed. I don't think it'll be that far away from being two sides. The yellow card will be produced for Ibrahima Konate of Liverpool here. And that foul there as Manchester look to try and break away. Erling Haaland there on the bench. Looking on as we get ready to give you our player of the match very, very soon in the FA Cup. Who will it be today? Will it be a man who's started the game and played the full 90? Or will it be one of them who has already gone off because of a certain amount of goals he has scored? We'll let you know very, very shortly in terms of our player of the match. I've just seen the TV people have given their player of the match to. As Nico Gonzalez has also been booked for Manchester, has been booked now for Manchester City. Something he just did a few moments ago. Remains Man City 4, Liverpool 0 in the FA Cup quarter-final. And 90 seconds plus stoppages to go. Unless Liverpool score now, I can't see them getting through in the FA Cup. Which Trafford just knows how quickly City will try and come forward. Running his cross there. He goes out of play for a point to Manchester City. Very, very soon I will give you my player of the match, which will be sponsored as always by Football Live. Football Live is a show which goes out on Nigerian radio. And this week's episode of Football comes out tomorrow afternoon. So that's my two FA Cup finals. Well, FA Cup quarterfinals today. Manchester City are having to do some defending Final 30 seconds for stoppage time to go in this match. For Man City's place. The semi-finals are ratified by Michael Winston in the end. As we see the ball with Alexis McAllister. Salah had one chance to score in this game from had 2-1 which was blocked. The third to Liverpool, one which he had from the bounce ball, which was saved by Trafford. There is no stoppage time at the end of this half. So Manchester City have won by 4-0. Michael Oliver has decided to blow dead on 90 minutes. And win this FA Cup clash to the end and to its conclusion. Just before we give you the full-time report, let's just say today's man of the match is sponsored by Football, goes to Manchester City's number 9 in hat-trick hero, Erling Haaland. 3 goals today for Erling Haaland. No assists, 75% pass accuracy for the big Norwegian. He's our player of the match, sponsored by Football Live. Erling Haaland, Manchester City's number 9, the hat-trick hero today. Let's bring you the full-time scoreline from this match here tonight, or this afternoon, or this morning, depending where you are tuned into us from. And the full-time score is Manchester City 4, Liverpool 0, and Man City fans unleash a couple of banners that says Wembley again, ole ole, as they march on to Wembley in the FA Cup in the semi-finals. For full-time in this match here this afternoon, Manchester City 4, Liverpool 0. An hat-trick for Haaland, 1 from the penalty spot, 1 header and 1 with a superb finish as well. 1 from Antoine Semenyo, and Manchester City go marching on in the FA Cup. Let's just recap here the FA Cup result so far and manage what other matches have got coming up in that competition. They finished Man City 4, Liverpool 0. 5:15 is Chelsea against Port Vale. And then it's 8 o'clock tonight, which you can hear on the TCO, is Southampton against Arsenal. The results from the midweek, from the weekends, EFL, which was played on Thursday, and Good Friday, which was yesterday, go back to half time for those, and you'll be able to see them there. What we're going to do right now, just remind you what we're going to do next here on the channel. And next we'll see Southampton take on Arsenal. Yes, guys, that is not a been on the screen there. Southampton will be in their blue shirts, being their yellow shirts with blue on. Is a commemorative shirt from when they won the FA Cup 50 years ago. And they beat Manchester United. They returned Southampton in their red and white shirts, and Southampton being yellow and blue. But for myself, Russ Vernon, Nicholas Jones, and the rest of the team here at the commentary, thank you very, very much for choosing us as your Saturday afternoon offering for FA Cup action. Full time in the game here at the Etihad Stadium. Just to recap you the score once again and tell you the goal scorers. If we can, please, Nick. It finished Man City 4, Liverpool 0. An hat-trick for Erling Haaland on 39. 45 plus 2. The name from the spot. 45 plus 2. Semenyo in the 50th minute. And Haaland in the 57th minute as well. I've been Russ Vernon. The producer's been Nicholas Jones. And from all the team here, see you later on from around about 10 to 8 as we bring you Southampton against Arsenal in the FA Cup. And myself, Nick, and the rest of the team of the commentary hub. See you this evening from all the team here. Goodbye.